Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the live stream, the piano live stream. Um, 10 p.m. Amsterdam, Central European time. I'm here every day. I've been here every day since the lockdown. Let me quickly say hi in the camera like this, because it's a class today. I put my camera on top so you can see my hands, obviously. Um, I'm still going to continue the live stream because things look a little bit better, but it's still not what it's supposed to be. So I'll be live streaming a lot and I'll announce it, so please stay tuned. And for the time being, the Monday will stay the music piano class. So if you have any questions, let me know. Piano questions, non-piano, non-piano musicians, harmony, theory, technique, just let me know. I haven't been able to check the chats today because I was running around doing a lot of stuff. So I don't know if you sent me any requests today, to be honest, because I couldn't, well, I had some, but if you have any questions or have sent me questions, please resend them now in the chat. The chat was, my chat was not working well. Mushi, I'm seeing here, I should raise my general. Okay, let me raise the volume here a little bit. I hope this is better. I'll do a little bit more output here. In case it gets distorted, the piano, let me know. But I turned it up, everything. Thanks, Mushi. Yeah. So let me know again if you have any questions. I can see the chats here. I had a problem reading the chats, but I restarted the whole thing and now it seems to be fine. So who I see online, I mentioned his name already. Mushi is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being, fantastic pianist from Haiti. We played a duo concert together last January at the Port-au-Prince Jazz Festival. His music, my music, so Haitian songs, and I still have to keep my promise in playing some of his music because it's really beautiful what he's doing. And his brother Joel is also a great musician, drummer, singer, and the organizer, the main organizer. They all collaborate. It's a big family of the annual Port-au-Prince Jazz Festival in January. Absolutely fantastic festival in a challenging country like Haiti. But I have a lot of friends there. So many beautiful people, musicians. It's a very special place, which really gets under your skin. Thanks, Mushi. All right. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well now? Is it okay? How is it? So yeah. Okay. Okay. Look. Okay. Yeah. I increased it. I'm just afraid that's gonna distort. So that's a little bit my concern. Let me know if the piano sounds okay. All right. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Hey, Adriana. That's nice to see you here. Thank you for joining in. Eric is here. Eric is pianist from Georgia, Tbilisi. So not Georgia in the Caucasian Georgia, the real Georgia. Well, not the real Georgia, but you know what I mean. He's here almost every day. So there's people here from Haiti, from Georgia, and that's really what I love about this live stream thing, that everybody all over the world. Sonny, hey, Sonny is present from Suriname. He's also great with sound, so thank you guys. There are a couple of great technical guys here online, so let me know, because I set the whole thing up myself, and you know, despite all the testing, you never know how it's coming across. So thank you for all this input. Okay, let's see if there are any questions. Otherwise, I'm going to explain something. Um, all right. Okay, no questions for now. So, um, in the last lessons, I've talked a lot about harmony. If you have any burning harmonic questions, let me know. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about practicing and practicing in general. Um, and the most important rule for me for practicing, and to any world class musician you're going to talk to, I'm sure that nobody is going to disagree. Also in the classical world, doesn't matter. Practicing, the best way to do it is slow practicing. So um, I always say the slower you practice, the faster you will play. And with faster, I mean you gain a lot of time by practicing things slowly because it really internalizes well in your system, and that sense you will develop faster. But also, like literally playing faster on the piano or any instrument. This goes for every instrument. I'm not talking only about piano here. The slower you practice, the better and the faster you will play. And this is a thing which is often a little bit overlooked on. Also, that I think because I had a lot of I've done a lot of teaching in the last years, a lot of master classes all over the world, and when it comes to enthusiasm, musicians, we're all kind of on the same breed. No matter where we're from, we have this enthusiasm in us, which is a beautiful thing. That's part of the passion. That's the creative process. And that's a beautiful thing. But sometimes in that passion and in this creative flow, we tend to become impatient, and we want to do things too fast. And then you're kind of already like kind of satisfied while it's still not nailed yet. And another thing, of course, is a daily life problem we're all facing. Even in lockdown, probably you probably will agree. We're always so busy, and this eternal feeling of, oh, I'm practicing, but I have to do a zillion other things, also causes like a tendency to do things too fast. But let me tell you one thing, it's better to master one thing, even if it takes a couple of hours, and really master it until you really nailed it 100%, until you move on to the next subject, the next thing you practice, whatever it is. So, for instance, if I would take a very simple, really simple example, it doesn't matter at which level you are, right? Whether you're a beginning pianist or just playing for yourself or whatever level. Let's say I take the G scale, the major scale. Very simple example, but how I've practiced everything, and this is the reason I've internalized everything pretty well, and also I don't forget it. Very important. Is just before and like really. Of course, this is an easy thing to do for most people, most pianists. But if you're still struggling with this, then what I always do is I would play it slower until I'm 100% convinced and eliminate any insecurity. Because if you would this is quite simple. Let's say I would have like a chord, like a chord change, like let's say. All these notes. So, like. Something like that, a little bit more complicated. Then I would really make sure, like the change from the D half diminished in this case to the G7 alt. So this is already a big thing, eh? If you're, depending on the level you are at, but if this causes a problem, this changing the notes here, then even do it slower. And if you're still hesitating, you even do it slow. So the slower you practice, slow practicing, slow. You know, I'm not the type to brainwash, but with this I want to brainwash you. Slow practicing. So, and if you're really sure, then you proceed to the next chord, which is already a totally new thing. So only if this takes you 2 hours to nail it, but you are 100% sure of every note, every movement, then you're going to remember it. It's going to stay in your system, and it's really going to improve your playing. And another thing, that's this. So if this thing, I'm using it in a phone. Maybe some of you still have the old one. Well, I don't think so. That's really outdated. But like a standalone thing, you know, this thing, the metronome. If this metronome is still not your friend, make it your best friend in music. And let me maybe I think you will hear it. Let me turn it up here. So how for instance, if I would have to practice, let me put the mic like this. I'm pretty sure it's loud now. So suppose, I have to do it a little bit different. I think it's a little too loud now. I think you'll hear it. Okay. So for instance, I wanna practice let's say a lick. Let's just something prepared, not always improvised, like a thing like this, you know. Okay. In order to increase the speed, I will start extremely slow. And this is too fast. Sorry. Oh, what did I do here? Settings. No. I don't want the settings. I want the tempo. What's going on? Wait, how do I escape from the settings here? This is stupid. Done. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I accidentally pressed something wrong. Okay. What's this? This is really stupid. Okay. Let me restart the application because I think that's much faster. Sorry about that. Technique. Being by yourself. All right, I got it back. So, let's say I'm going to start doing this extremely slow. So, like. So I'll practice extremely slow, being precise with the tempo, that, you know, because the actual moment of the beat, the click, the tick, the whatever, is mostly later and much deeper than you think. And that's something you can hear if you play things slow. Like so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an example. Okay, so I'm confident with this tempo, then I'll increase it a little bit. Sometimes even only 1 BPM. You know, now it's a little bit faster. Huh? All right, so now I'm gonna give it a little bit more. So, but usually I do it very like one. Because the more, anyway, repetition is the best way to learn to learn things anyway. So, but in this case, I'm gonna speed it up like a little bit faster. Like, okay. So sorry, maybe you heard it. I was not 100% well in the tempo because I wasn't focused because I was talking. So I internalized the beat, eh? To then. Okay, I'm confident. Now I'll speed it up a little bit again. No, don't tell me I went into the settings again. Okay. What am I doing? Stupid. Sorry. It's really clumsy. Sorry about that. If I would play piano like this, it wouldn't be good. Okay, so now I'm gonna increase it again, you know. Okay, I put like so internalize the tempo, you know, I focus on the tempo. Timing is concentration, eh? It's not only like timing, it's concentration. Okay, I'm confident, well, of course I know this, I've been playing this lick for many years. Okay, now I'm really, you know, like. So only when so now I'm going to give it like real, so. Okay, I'm still fine here, but okay, now it's going to be challenging. Still okay, but now, you see I'm not accurate. It's also because I cannot hear the metronome too well, no? But so when it's not accurate enough. So this is really a high tempo. This is 292. Then I will go back to, let's say, 250, and then, you know. No, not good. Look. Okay, concentrate. See, I made a little mistake here, so I'm kind of still struggling here. So then I'll turn it down again. I'll bring down the tempo. See? So this is how I practice. So I only increase the tempo when I'm 100% confident. And of course, this practicing with the metronome, turning it into your best friend if it still isn't. It's also, of course, the way to time your timing. It's not only, of course, it has a lot of, it only has benefits practicing with the metronome. And you know, I love to do it. It's kind of addictive, I tell you. But again, you have to don't resist this thing and don't go like, oh, I'll use it or I'll feel it. No, you know, you're gonna be surprised if you work with the metronome. Also, how much you can do. I mean, this is very basic, eh? Because like my good friend Steve Altenberg, who's a great drummer, he teaches at the conservatory in Groningen. He has like incredible tips with metronome, like every beat would be the 4th, 8th note or something like that. That makes it 10 times harder. There are many exercises you can divide. I'm only showing you kind of a simple example, but the main message here is the slow practicing and gradually build up, increasing the speed in anything you practice. Okay, enough talking for now. Let me check for questions. Quinten, hi Quinten, thanks for being here. I do have a question. I find my left hand is often quite static, mostly playing chords only. Could you share something about moving inside through chords? Yeah, well, do you mean it's quite static? Are you talking about really like playing like counter melodies and things like that, Clinton, or are you talking about the swing? or with static, you probably mean like you're stuck in only playing chords. If I'm not mistaking, I think that's what you mean. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I misunderstood the question. So, well, what you can do, like you can maybe take a piece, a standard, and really, in order to get out of this only static chord playing, try to create a counter melody. So let's say, let me look for a song here. Let's say you have, let's say Someday My Prince Will Come. So like a. So what you can do is play it extremely slow, and then so look, one thing about playing chords, of course I don't know which chords you're playing with your left hand because I don't know you're playing, and I have, but suppose you would be playing something like this is already material, and you're with the B flat, you can kind of create a counter melody. So play the melody with your right hand and try to create and think orchestral. Like this would, that's the great thing about a piano. It's a very orchestral instrument because it covers everything in terms of range. So this could be like a violin section. Something like that. So it's like, so before I go to the D7, whatever. So and I even slower. Watch my left hand. More. Sorry. So playing it really slow, giving yourself the time to really go in, in the chord. Because if you have to do this with and the chords change too fast in the beginning, it's almost impossible to again internalize this. You can even start on one chord, like playing like a C minor thing. Things like that, you see. So I hope this kind of helps, but again, practice it extremely slow. So if I would do this, let's say in G minor, well, switching chords. So let me play like 1A of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and watch how I also, of course, combine with my right hand. But so I'm going to play it extremely slow in order to give you an idea about this inner voicing thing. live. You see, things like that. So I really take my time and explore, kind of, yeah, explore this left hand. It's not easy to do, but it takes you out from like always playing that static thing. I hope this is what you mean. Okay. Oh, exactly what I was asking for and more. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Um, Let me think. There was. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'm trying to recall because someone was asking me. Oh my God, I forgot. Sorry about that. I wrote it down, but I find my notes. Yeah, yeah. Someone asked me also. Now I remember about um, playing stride piano. You know this thing. So first of all, I am a very mediocre stride pianist. But the other day I was playing Take the A Train, and um, like yeah, and with this sorry, too much reverb. So like ah, well, etc., etc., etc. So this stride piano thing, you know, this is not my speciality, but um, many years ago, and you must check this guy out. He popped in on the live stream a couple of weeks ago. His name is Bram Wijnands, and Bram Wijnands is a Dutch pianist. We studied together at the Hilversum Conservatory many years ago, and we became still close friends. We're still buddies. He is an absolute master in anything which has to do with playing stride piano. In fact, you know what I'm going to do before I'm going to close, because I want to promote him anyway, because he's also such a fantastic human being, and you know, such an amazing musician. He also plays bass. He plays accordion. He repairs piano. He's like a type, you know, you think he would be living in another time, in another era, and he's an absolute master with stride piano. And what he did, I don't think he happens to be online. That would be great. In fact, I should be maybe invite him to the stream once, because that's what I'm planning to do. I'm going to extend with live interviews. I'm setting up the software for that. In fact, Thursday there will be another one together with great the Luca Charla, wonderful violin player. I'll be on his live stream, but I'll connect it to this one. So, you know, because I want to invite more people and not only be talking and playing by myself, since there are so many fantastic people to get information from and to talk to. And so I'm going to bring Bram on the show, although we have to see because he lives in America, so the time difference, but we'll make it. So he told me, because he's totally obsessed by Errol Garner, that already when he was very young, he examined Errol Garner's playing, and by playing the old video cassettes like frame by frame, and then he really saw the kind of the movement which made Errol Garner swing. But what he told me, also for practicing purposes with his stride thing, to give it that bouncy feeling. So if you would have like this, now I'm playing close to the keys because I'm used to it. But like again, when you have a tempo, like then you kind of make a circle, and then. So you don't go like here and then press it, but really make it like, so that the gravity of your hand makes the piano sound. So. Yeah. So then the gravity does most of the work, because it's if you really have to put all this strength like this, playing this for a long time, you're gonna really get tired and your hand is gonna hurt, and it doesn't swing. And this swing is that bouncing basketball kind of feeling, like, you know, approaching the keyboard like that. And another thing he told me was that if he plays these chords, you know, a lot of people are kind of concerned because of these distances with, you know, with hitting the right note here, of course, because, you know, if you're playing it fast, you know, but he focuses on this one. So because if you have to think psychologically to here, hoping you're gonna hit it here, or you're not gonna be, you know, messing it up, why you have to play all of that stuff. You have to be, you know, he focuses on the 10th here, so on the notes here. So and then he said, because then it automatically falls into place. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, thanks, Klaas. Thanks for sharing this. Thanks for being online. In fact, you know what I'm quickly going to do, because I'm such a fan. I'm quickly going to, because that's nice what I can do now with YouTube. I can bring it into the stream. You're gonna hear the audio, maybe the video will be not very fluent all the time, but it's really worth. Yeah, this is a great video. Okay, so let me copy and paste this. So you have to imagine, this is a very interesting story about Brahms. So he's from Eindhoven. It's the fourth city we have here in the Netherlands, in the south. And then he went to tour in America with Richard Ross, who passed away many years ago, the blues singer. And then he was playing the stride piano at a club in Kansas City, and they told me, you know, man, you know, nobody does this anymore here, and we want to offer you a steady gig. And he said, yeah, why not? He was young, you know, single, whatever. So long story short, he's been living in America now for, I think, 25 years, and really has a career for himself. So let's see, I'm going to bring him into this stream here. Let's see.
down there. That fast one. Oh, that just like with the jumping up to the. Oh.
Yeah, the great Bram Wijnands, very good friend. We studied together, and in fact, last year I was on. I had a tour in the United States, and I told him I was going to be in the States, and then he brought me to Kansas City, and we played a couple of nights at in a really nice club, the Majestic, and because he is a wonderful bass player as well, and with a great drummer from there, we had a really great time. But he's really a master in this stride piano thing. Yeah. So, all right. Let me ask. I'm gonna answer one more question. Before I forget, if you like this live stream and you're on Facebook, I really would appreciate if you would simply share this. It reaches a lot of people, and simply click on share or video party, whatever. I would really appreciate it, because there are a lot of music lovers here, so it's also being sent to other music lovers. Thank you so much. Oh wow, Joel. Hi Joel, all the way from Argentina. He is asking, are you studying something from the classical repertory? What influence do you have stronger besides? Ah yeah, all right. So well, look, the last thing I would do is make myself look stupid by trying to attempt to play classical music, because I've been out of shape with this for many many years. But of course, let me close with this. I'm going to close. I played it like in one of the first streams. Let me close with this Adagio by Albinoni. And before I play it, what I want to add to this, the love for piano sound, trying to make the piano sound big, to make it sound, yeah, singing and all of that comes from studying classical music and listening to classical music. My by far favorite classical pianist is Arkady Volodos. I think this man has the most incredible touch I've ever heard. Check him out, especially the recordings he made from Mompo, the Spanish composer. It's like impressionistic. And I go to the Concertgebouw here in Amsterdam frequently. In fact, Marco Ryaskov, who is the person who has been organizing this series with only world-class pianists, always gives me free tickets. I'm very grateful for that. It's nice to mention him, actually. So whenever I'm free, I go there on Sunday evenings, enjoying like the most incredible classical pianists in the world. I've seen so many great people like Trifonov, Alexander Gavriliuk, also the older guys like Radu Lupo, Polini, all the really Ashkenazi, you name it, all the world-class pianists. And I picked up so much from the sound. So here's a classical piece combined with the sound which I got from classical music. Thank you for all the compliments. Ah, Gregory, thanks for, yes, Gregory from South Africa, who's here every night and promoting me heavily in South Africa all the time. Was a fantastic photographer for records, photographs all the concerts in Cape Town, and wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the compliments. Yeah, so good to know. So I have to turn up the piano in the stream. I was afraid it was going to distort, but thanks to Mushi and Sonny, I know that sounds much better. And actually, I'm going to try even other software tomorrow. I want to experiment with something because this live stream thing, everybody is doing it. So many people are doing it, and it's wonderful. And it's the way now to share music. But sometimes, to be honest, it bothers me if I see people playing great music and don't take care of the sound. And this sound is far from perfect, but at least I try to use some better microphones to be aware of this, rather than just put a phone there and use the internal microphone, because it sounds usually not too well. So yeah. Hey Leo, all the way from Chile. Oh, so nice. Thank you. Oh, it's so cool, all these people. Thank you, Fred, for Fred is asking, how do we get more visitors for these beautiful concerts? Well, all I can do, look, there are two things. First of all, when I look at the statistics, I noticed that at the end, every day around 300 to 400 people see this, but a lot of people look afterwards because it stays online, both on YouTube and on Facebook. And all I can do, I'm promoting it. I'm doing quite okay with. I'm quite good with social media, but sometimes I send around emails. But the best thing for the things to be shared are you guys. So whenever you can share this, simply, let's say, how do you say this, mouth to mouth, sharing helps best, because then it reaches more people. So in that way, I would appreciate a lot if you can just simply share this as much as you can. And I cannot force you, I can only ask you, request this. So that's, that's the only thing I can do. So, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to close for tonight. Thank you so much. So Monday will be the piano class. And so I'm streaming. So I'm going to downsize on the streaming a little bit, which means I'm not going to do it every day anymore, but I'm still going to do it a lot, several times a week. But I think the weekends I'm going to downsize it a little bit, also because things are slowly going back to, well, what's normal, but you know what I mean. But I'll be here still frequently streaming, and I think I'll be here tonight. I still have to decide which days exactly. And Thursday I'll be guest with Luca Charla. So just keep an eye on the socials, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, then you'll be notified automatically. And in the Facebook stream, you can press this thing like that, you get a notification whenever I go online. So I hope to see you soon. Thank you all, love you all. Let me quickly look in the camera, and thanks for watching, and good night.